Yeah.
Just changed in general. Like it's just a
You
good
can always get on
matchup.
top. Ooh. They're going for some zoo. That's, I guess, maybe the idea behind the lifestealer is just kind of this mid-game snowbally.
Wait, yeah, is the Wind Ranger mid or is it Lena mid?
That's what I was gonna ask. When you said Wind Ranger, I was
Yeah.
like, so then where's the Lena gonna go?
It's typically Makoto playing Wind Ranger, but if you look at what happened at the major with Seb playing support Wind Ranger, Wind Ranger has been a 4th position in the past, so perhaps a little unclear.
Yeah, Lena 4 right now. So, I mean, I've played a decent amount. It's still okay, but in theory it shouldn't be good.
Yeah.
So the Lycan, I think they're expecting the Lena to be mid, and Lycan is very good versus Lena core, or just Lena in general, and Bane. Their supports are just going to get ran down.
Okay.
Which kills the dream of Lifestealer offlane, unfortunately.
Do you feel that they went the Lycan more because Beast was banned out and they still wanted to have a Zoo offlane? Or do you think there is actually something that Lycan really offers to this draft?
I think to me it's like a pre-prepared strat or something they had, because like I usually FBZ isn't playing the Zoo heroes. He's like your team fighting guy, your Pengo, your Mars type player. So I think him play, like, I've never seen him play Lycan personally. This could be a new one coming out from him if he's even playing the Lycan. So for me, this is just something Boom had prepared. It's not like because Beastmaster's banned, he plays the Beastmaster, but I don't think Talon were expecting a Lycan at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the patch in general, it's a lot harder to play these Mars and Pangos because the salve nerfs, so the sustain is a lot harder. That's why you're seeing a lot of Zoo early on in the draft. They're rushing the Helm of Iron Will. Lycan has a built-in regen. I think another reason that this Lycan worked well for them is at some point he can get Ags and just use it on Lifestealer. And he will be hasted with crit, which is nice.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Man, what's the carry? What carry do you want to play into like this draft?
Oh, Illusion Heroes look pretty good. It's TB banned. It's TB banned. TB's not banned. Talon should just pick terribly.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Guess the only you're maybe worried about getting run over, but like most of the early game carries are being banned out. Kunkka Bloodseeker bans. There's like a troll maybe, but Ursa comes out. So one of the teams in SCA, Lilgun, their Div 2 team used to be Div 1. They love this Lycan Grimstroke, by the way. It's like their go-to strat. They had run Lycan mid, and they just send the level 4 wolves around with the Inkswell and initiate with it. It's like this cheese strat of theirs that everyone bans Lycan against them because they just always win with it.
So you think maybe Boom has been taking a page out of that book?
Absolutely, because I think every team knows Lilgun. Like they're even though there's this Div 2 team, they would beat top teams either with Lycan or with Brood. So everyone would just start banning them, and I think that it's something that other teams probably look down like, if we ever get a chance, we should try and execute this. But it does come down to having a good Lycan player, or just sharing some control with your Grimstroke, whatever. If you're laning somewhere and sending your wolves to your side lanes, like you need maybe some help microing them.
You shouldn't if you're a Lycan player.
I don't think Boom have a Lycan player.
You're mainly just farming on that hero, so like you shouldn't have a problem microing one hero. But maybe they do. Who knows? We'll see. I'll judge them after this game.
Boom having overall last pick here. What do you think is going to complete this draft?
They need a mid versus the Lena now. Something also good for the Ursa. They could Viper. That could be decent. Maybe they want some more playmakers. Maybe a Puck or something.
Pucks, they banned themselves. I was thinking Puck too, and then I was like, oh, never mind.
I mean, they don't have a lot of playmakers, so Tusk mid, of course. That was obvious.
Yeah, how did you not see that one?
Or is it Monkey Core and Tusk support? This could go a lot of different directions. I feel like with their draft.
Monkey mid.
All right, we can wait for them as they're picking their
hard.
heroes and bring in our casters, which are going to be MLP and Trent. A duo I feel like I haven't seen before, but how are you both? How are you feeling, MLP?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've been lonely without John, but now I've got Trent here. And Trent and John, they look exactly the same. There's no differences between these two, so I'm very excited to get this game underway.
Trent, do you feel that you're ready for the banter that Mike might be throwing your way?
Well, my sunglasses broke yesterday, so no. I'm all out of options, actually. I don't know what to do.
I will let you guys here on the couch pick a team, a draft that you like a little bit more before we head off.
Boom's draft is really cool if they can make it work, but I think Talon just has a much more stable draft.
Okay.
I think Boom. I think I'm looking forward to see Yopaj play Tusk, and I think the tempo with this Lycan can be scary.
Okay, I'm going to put words in Fear's mouth and say he's going to go Boom. Gods is going Boom.
Talon.
Okay, it decided to go against me. They're split on the couch here, but Mike and Trent, as we head into game 1, please let us know which team you like more.
Well, thank you so much, Nat. We do go into game number 1 here between Talon and Boom Esports. And Trent, you heard Nat. Which team do you like more in terms of draft?
In terms of the draft, I'm kind of feeling Talon. Looks pretty good to me. You know, I see the KP Brewmaster. You know, maybe some player hero combos are getting me a little bit excited here. I thought the Wind Ranger was really cool because you see the Monkey King and the Lifestealer, and you're like, what's the safest hero in this game? And it's got to be Wind Ranger, right? Wind Run's got so much value picked up there. Something that was perhaps a little overvalued thanks to a certain Frenchman at the major, but definitely still has its place across all matches.
Certainly does. Let me tell you, Trent, I was sickened by the Wind Ranger plays at the major. I was there in that live crowd watching what was happening, and all my SCA teams getting knocked out early, Fnatic getting knocked out in disgusting ways. I don't even want to bring it up. Let's get into game number 1 here between Talon and Boom Esports and get it underway. You know, I kind of lean with you as well. I feel like Talon came out with a better draft, but then again, it's Boom Esports, so you never really know. And my real question, Trent, this mid-tusk for Yopaj, what are we expecting from this?
That's a good question because there's been some back and forth. I feel like when it first showed up, everyone was really concerned about getting the eggs as soon as possible, and then I feel like sometimes the hero was losing or became irrelevant before he could really get it online. So yeah, that's a good question. I think it centers around how good the Ags feels, but it is versus an Ursa, right? So one would think that the Ag's going to feel very good because this hero's quite particular about his positioning. He wants to be right on top of the hero, commit for the full kill. If you just get kicked away somewhere, that doesn't feel very nice.
It certainly doesn't. It's a very good point, and of course the Ags will have some great impact here in this game, I'm sure. Of course, I think I had questions about the Lifestealer matchup as well into the Ursa, but it's kind of like you said, you could kick the Ursa away. We know Jackie's very, very good on this POS 1 Lifestealer as well. It's one of his favorite carries to play, and we'll see what happens. They're going to fight over the bounty runes. Now, Talon, will they intervene these top bounties? It doesn't seem like it. 2-for-2 trade, very, very even kind of start. I suppose we'll start off with this bot lane as well. You've got the Ursa there by 23 Savage, of course, supported by Hyde. And I believe you are going to have Tims on that pause for Monkey King, along with FBZ on the Lycan. Trent, is this meant to be a hard lane for Boom or for Talon? Which way does it go?
I think that, they saw the Bane pretty early, so they managed to grab this Lycan. So they have some playable options here with the Wolves, right? You try and do your Nightmare shenanigans, and you can maybe use the Wolves. So, for example, Tims could pull the wave if they want to, if it's in a bad spot. Typically, you have a hard time pulling the wave and just grabbing it and running away because you just get Nightmared by Bane. But you can do shenanigans with the Wolf to stop that from happening. You can also manage the creep camps pretty well with the Wolves, as you're seeing right now. They're running on over, so it's a lane that you can't really win it face-to-face, but you can do stuff like this, right? Grab the Wolves, pull them through the camps. This is how you win the lane. Don't fight the bear. Just outsmart it, you know?
That's very fair. They are going to intervene now, though. Savage goes for a bit of an Earth Shock and does actually get his creep wave to move over. So they do meet around these neutral camps, and FBZ is going to have to make his way over. I suppose it still kind of works out, though, because Savage does have to take his own creep wave once again, drag it back over towards Tims, who's now in a bit of trouble.
You know, this is the lane now. we're just going to farm in here, guys.
Why the hell not? FBZ, he'll meet back in the lane now, but a creep goes through into the tier 1 tower. Maybe we should have a look at the other lanes while we have a chat. I mean, this lane's a complete mess. How's mid lane going? Yopaj and Makoto, they're going at it. So far, of course, it's favoring Makoto, but Yopaj, he's going to get a bit active now against the Lina. What do you think about this one, Trent?
It feels miserable, honestly, as Yopaj, because, I feel like, oh, that was nice. He got a decent dodge there with the snowball, I believe, on the Dragon Slave, which is pretty cool. But, because, he can watch for the stacks and stuff, which has been improved on Lina. But it just feels like you're going to get right-click down, and maybe you'll find that one moment, right, where a teammate comes in, or, you have the good regen or something, and maybe you can get, a burst on her. But then, even if you kill her, she's going to come back. She's going to farm more. She's going to go to the neutrals. So, You know, you just gotta like focus on your game outside of the lane, I think, is Yopaj. Don't get tilted versus Alina in lane.
Yeah, it's fair. And of course, you saw the first blood occurring there by Jackie top lane against KP's Brewmaster. It seems like already a great start here for the POS 1 Lifestealer, securing that bonus gold. The Brewmaster Wind Ranger does seem quite potent, but I guess you can't really abuse it too much, because you're always going to have the Rage available for Jackie eventually, once he does skill it up, and well, it doesn't feel like they're going to really be able to make use out of this Wind Ranger Brewmaster combo in this laning phase.
Yeah, Wind Ranger, you're going to have a hard time dying this game for sure, but also, like, what can you really do for KP if he gets in trouble? Between Inkswell and Rage, you know, you don't have the best options.
Q will get stunned up there by Skem, but it's going to be just fine, as we'll see Jackie again moving on to KP, trying to get aggressive, but can't do too much against the Brewmaster either. The Courier may go down and does, so Q does get something for his trouble. Yeah? Skem?
Oh, no, he's
going to be fine. He's not going to go for the Courier, the Q. He's going to be able to intercept the small camp. Bot lane, though. Savage in trouble. FBZ, he'll go for the chase as Savage is out of mana, so surely can't get away, but FBZ is a little bit slower than you'd hope, and the Wolves, they aren't doing quite enough damage, though. Primal Spring's gonna come in. Tims will get it done.
You chose the wrong friends, noble beast.
You know, we have a real missed opportunity here. Our Ursa's not wearing that new Lycan-looking set.
This'll come in handy.
That's true.
This could have been a really confusing lane if he had put, you know, the dedication into getting that new cosmetic on.
Very, very upsetting here from Savage, and we'll see. Hopefully Talon do a bit of performance review on Savage after this game, as well. Q now gonna get chased down. Skem go for a bit of a chase. Power shot though gonna be avoided, and in the meantime Tims actually catches out Makoto in the mid lane. So there goes your mid laner. Hyde, he's around trying to secure some runes here, but he's gonna cop a fair bit of damage out from Tims, and well, more importantly, they do catch out the mid laner.
Not a lot of position fours that can go for that rotation mid, but number one, Monkey obviously has great range, so is a hero that can help out between the Boundless Strike as well as the Primal Spring, and Tusk, great range of initiation too. Lina, no real escape options, so that is definitely the bonus and the advantage you have in this lane as the Tusk, but again, Makoto comes back, he spams his spells, and you know, he's still going to be just fine. Kills are still good though, thumbs up, but neither one can really take too much off of this, I think.
Yes, certainly so. Okay, it'll be just fine to return back to the lane and get started on that farm once again. Already seeing a bit of a glimpse here from Yopaj, just his item build as well on the Tusk. It looks like he is going to be going into the Soul Ring, and that's really the Blink Dagger after the Phase Boot. So pretty standard kind of build up here on the Tusk. I imagine the Aghanim Scepter will probably follow right after the Blink. We'll have to wait and see, though. Again, you kind of talked about it already, but it does feel like there's quite a lot of influence that Ags can provide this game.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. Like, I think there probably is still room for things like the Deso and the BKB, depending on the game, before you even pick up the Aghanims. So it's just something that will probably develop more and more as we see more of these Tusks being picked up.
Certainly so. Talon going for a bit of a group up here on the Tims, but he's going to be just fine to pounce into the tree line and actually deny off some sentries.
Nice.
Why the hell not? Tim still being a real nuisance here in this this Radiant jungle, as he'll be chased around by Hyde, but again, as the Bane, there's only so much you can do unless you can land a nice Nightmare.
It's not in my nature.
Tim's is going to be just fine to stick around and keep haunting Hyde. Seems like he really doesn't want to give that Berserker Ward away. Meanwhile, look at Skem. Right behind Makoto. Don't know what they can really set up here, but he is stalking him as we speak.
Tims is still just hitting him and then jumping back in the tree. He's just jumping between the two of them. He deserves this, honestly. Like, this is fully warranted. He was just a complete pest.
He does finally get taken out, and I suppose for Hyde, all he needs was that damn Nightmare to land for Makoto to rotate over. Still, I mean, he's wasted quite a bit of time.
Like, after that, I'm buying a Quelly Blade. I'm just too annoyed at this point with how he's playing around.
Let's see if Hyde wants to make that investment, as he's going to head back down bot. Meanwhile, we are seeing KP kind of skipping the creep wave now top lane, so obviously just not wanting to go for that 1v1 matchup against the Lifestealer. I wonder if this is favorable, though, for Jackie, because he's just going to be able to farm freely underneath that tier 1, and in fact, he is going to rotate over eventually. KP Well, Primal Spring is there. Tims will have the boundless if he wants to throw it out. KP is level 6, but he's out of mana. Soul Ring, though, is there just in the nick of time. Oh, KP. He's going to make it, and in fact, he's even going to turn it. Skem might just be dead. And he will be.
Oh, that's good. That's so good. The toss-up as well. Stun, run away, Earth Panda.
He's fine. Meanwhile, mid lane, Yopaj is the one in danger, but KP, he's still on the run. Tims trying to go for the chase. There's your tree dance, there's your Primal Spring, but can he get the damage? Balance Strike available, he'll finally get him.
He tried so hard. Well done, Courier, though. The delivery of the Soul Ring. That was clutch.
Yeah, certainly was. Yopaj now gonna find hide on that Bane, but the Nightmare is gonna save the day as Tims actually takes it. Not gonna mean too much though, just allowing him to take the illusion route.
All right, any aspiring Monkey King 4 players? This is a great replay. You know, I know Tim's, you know, he's a little death teasing around with the Bane, but so active this game. Now, part of that is that you're enabled by this Lycan. Lycan, a hero who, particularly in good matchups, like versus like solo melee people like this, like an Ursa, you can do a lot by yourself, right? You're gonna get a Helm creep, you're gonna have your wolves to manipulate the creep camps as well as the waves. So a good Lycan player can be left isolated like this and give you so much space on the Monkey King. And I think Tims has fully abused that with how much he's been all over the map. He's providing vision to the whole team. He's helping to pick up these kills and really abusing that range of initiation.
Certainly agree with you on that, Trent, as the bot T1 tower is going to drop very fast here to FBZ, and of course that is thanks to the just Tim's kind of leaving and just giving him that solo XP. He's already level 7 here on the Lycan, and
Got it.
going back to the task for a second, Trent, no tag team leveled up, surprisingly enough, as Savage. He's going to just bounce over the shards, but interesting build-up, right? Like, not going for any points in tag team at all.
He's the one, you know, he's looking more for the snowballs, the ice shards, and just the chase down, I guess. That's pretty cool.
Well, the hell not.
He's the spellcaster tusk.
It works. It may. KP, you need to run into Yopaj. We'll get the shards off. This time KP 5 seconds away from that primal split. Might actually have the time to get it, and they might be able to turn this one as there is more heroes incoming. There is a snowball out from Yopaj, but he's a sitting duck as Jackie is going to get tornadoed up. They'll go right after the tusk first, take him down, and now Jackie, he's a sitting duck. He does have Infest, so he can try for that, and he will do so. The run is on, but the Nightmare is there. Hyde will hold him down, and eventually Jackie just has to die. So Tims will jump in with a boundless, actually saving the day, giving his own life away for this. But they get Jackie out of there.
Wow, is there anything Tims can't do? I mean, look at this guy. This is the Tims show.
Certainly, I mean, Tims has done a great job.
Yeah, still great news for Talon. Come force him out of lane, especially after that bottom lane fiasco of just like 23 Savage getting like forced out of his own jungle, pushed back from the tusk, can't get his own bounty rune, farms his way up top, and now can pressure the tower. But Jackie back, you know, sitting under this tower. Teammates coming through, perhaps. He's making the call. He wants the team to come up. They want to defend this.
We are gonna have one of those classic SEA pauses that I'm sure you've heard much about, Trent. It's who knows how long it's going to be. I've got to tell you, there's been a lot of electricity issues in the Philippines tonight, and
you know,
Boom,
I heard that.
Boom's been panicking. They're scared. They've been getting PTSD. They're not happy.
Yeah, I saw on the old the Twitter that Tims was saying, you know, same. They're having some power issues, so it won't just be the previous series that perhaps we'll have a couple little blackouts here and there.
Hopefully it is, though. Let's hope for the best. As again, Boom. I mean, they had a very tough time 2 or 2 because of some blackouts, and well, for now at the very least, they are still having a tough time. Talon, not the easiest team in the world to try and beat here, even for Boom Esports. It's Tims. It's going to see Savage, but won't be able to make the jump in. Instead, it's all about the mid lane right now between these two teams, and it seems like the chase is on for KP, but he's going to be just fine to walk his way out of there. Instead, top lane, Jackie dropping very low on the life stealer, but they could not secure the kill.
It's a level 3 power shot, though. Does he hit these? Q? Are you a gamer? He's not a gamer. He's not shooting it out there.
Very sad.
Would have been a little bit too low on the damage, I think.
Mid lane, though, they've got Yopaj. Fiend Grip is there. They even get a shackle onto Skem right in the back. That's perfect from Q. And another great setup here from Hyde to take down both in the mid lane. And Yopaj, well, he's on that mid task, but it's been a very rough start to begin with.
Yeah, and definitely a snowball hero that you're looking for on this task, am I right, guys? And you don't really want to get slowed down or make too many mistakes in the early game if you want to get the most out of this mid-tusk.
That you do. Now Savage going right for the Roshan. Talon, again, off to a great start for game number 1 here in this best of 3. Roshan basically going to go the way of Talon for free, and boom, even if they know about it, it doesn't feel like they can afford to force the fight.
Certainly what stood out to me the most before this game was the interviews where we had Boom talking about just like how much respect they have towards Talon, which, you know, how many regions are there where the Division 2 team coming in is someone who's like really being feared right now and so highly respected by their opponents? Like Boom, someone who obviously just like won a pretty huge LAN not that long ago, proved they can beat quite literally anyone at the major, going 1-1 versus everyone, and then only lost to the major champions. That's the kind of play they need, right?
Well, Hyde goes down. Nice start here for Boom. The mid-tier 1 tower is slowly dropping, but Talon, they're going to rotate. Try to defend this one. It's an important tower to lose. FBZ, though, going to keep going at it. Savage, he's around. With the Aegis up, he should feel confident to try and force this fight. Tims is around as well, but KP, he's going to go for the primal split out, trying to chase down Skem. Though Skem is on his way out of there with the Inkswell. He'll try to survive a little bit longer, but the power shot is going to land from Q. Talon, that'll be enough for them. KP will try to get his way out, but they've got the Earth Panda trapped up with the stun out. They should have enough to get the Brewmaster down, and they will. In fact, Tims, he's still watching Q, trying to find a bit more. Power shot, though, right on target. Catching him with that Observer Ward. And Boom Esports, well, they're going to stick around for the mid-tier 1. We'll see if they can find it, though.
Yopaj really on point with the snowball plays, like dodging a lot of damage in the lane there, making sure the shackle wasn't even going to connect, even though like the kill looked pretty safe, but just in case, you know, he's just making sure. I don't want my Lycan getting locked down, and hey, maybe that's why he likes to max it out too. Even that's always one that I always felt bad maxing out, because like, you know, 6 seconds off now. This is like, that's it, maxing my snowball the whole way, 21 to 15, but certainly makes the difference in these engagements. And that Blink Dagger just about done now for Yopaj.
Well, there it is. We'll see how active he tries to get with that up. Because Makoto does have his BKB up on the laner, so he's mostly protected here from this task, apart from the punch, of course. So Talon still in a very good position for game number 1. Just a very slight net worth lead their way, but things are going well. Not for the mid-tier 1, though.
Really important timing coming up for them on Talon right now. 15 minutes, we're going to have the Shard already holding that gold on Q right now. Very good game for the Shard, right? Honestly, versus both these lineups, it would feel really nice. But particularly, like, this Lifesteal will be, like, forced into Raging. Even the Tusk, right? The Lycan, like, all these melee heroes, especially if Lycan's, like, running out of shapeshifts or something. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to see how fast the Wolf is inside of the Gale Force here. But on top of that, the Battle Fury will be up soon for 23 Savage. We just got the BKB done for the Luna. So they're powering up right now, but they're dropping some heroes.
Yeah, Makoto, he's trying to fight. There's 3 heroes around, but he is posturing very aggressively here on this Luna. It's not going to work out in his favor. In fact, Boom, they are sticking around, but Savage has joined in as well. Skem, he'll be scouted out. Power shot won't land. Makoto won't be able to land a stun either, so Skem's going to be fine. Instead, in the backside, they found another support. And Q is going to drop. So Boom, not wanting to go against the cause right now, will make a run for it. But here comes FBZ from the backside, right onto that lane of Makoto. He is going to get soul binded up, but he does have the BKB. So for now, he is safe. This Boom still looking for a way into this fight. Are going to force it onto Savage. The Aegis is still up though, so he'll lose his first life. But they've got KP around with the primal split out. Yopaj might just drop here on the Tusk, and he will. Not too bad for Talon. Boom Esports, they're going to be forced to run. Skem?
He's been caught. Oh, the team's not coming, though. KP, you're kind of on your own here, bud.
He certainly is. Tims will make the jump in with the Boundless. KP still trying to chase down Skem, but it's going to cost his own life. And he won't even get it.
I felt that as an occasional brew player. I felt that so hard. Like my whole brain gets occupied trying to min-max every single spell. I'm just like, okay, stun's coming back. Oh, I want to do my windwalk damage again. Oh, did I cyclone someone? Yeah, okay. And so sometimes you don't look at the minimap, and so you end up chasing this Grimstroke all by yourself into the jungle. And turns out the rest of your team decided that hitting neutrals was a better idea. So then you die, and that is going to stifle his progress towards the Aghanim's.
It certainly will. Tough times here for Talon all of a sudden. And in this whole time, I mean, Jackie's just silently been farming on this Lifestealer. The props to Talon. They still have Makoto and Savage ahead of Jackie right now on that Lifestealer. So things are still going well in terms of those two cores. But it does feel like Boom now have hit this timing with the Lycan, where they are going to try and make some plays across the map and just take down all the structures. And Makoto, well, he'll defend the top lane, but it doesn't feel like it's going to last very long here. They will just clear out the creep wave and eventually just send the creeps in surely. I suppose Talon, they are making their way over now. So you can't be too sure about it.
Oh, yeah, the blessing of the Philosopher's Stone has fallen to both teams here. Coming out to Q now in that Wind Ranger. That's going to help a lot in progress towards that Blink Dagger. Make it a little bit more
Very
relevant
nice
beyond just a simple Gale Force.
Remember when Gale Force with a global ability, by the way, Trent? Remember
That was
that? And
something,
nobody
huh?
picked this hero?
Yeah. You know how
Crazy.
it is. That was a little bananas, I have to say.
It's just so stupid. And then suddenly they nerfed it, and it was like, well, you know, and now it's a good hero all of a sudden. I just don't understand it with this hero. It makes no sense.
That's the beauty of Dota, you know? Well, plus, to be fair, the shard was like, what, 20-something? 20 minutes? Pretty big difference. Instead of 15 minutes, you gotta wait till 20 minutes. It's a bit tougher.
That's fair enough. That's a fair point. Boom. They have grouped up down bot side of the map. They seem to want to try and force some kind of fight, or maybe even just go after the bottom tier 2 tower. Talon, they're hanging around the opposite side of the map in the Dire jungle. They don't really have the greatest push in the world with their draft, but they might try to apply some pressure here. Though I dare say they probably should try to defend this bot tier 2.
I don't think that's going to happen, though. With the drums being picked up there and now pounded upon by FBZ, the marching band will take their orders and destroy that one. And now they're being smoked up and wrapped around on. Under a ward.
Hide. Gonna get jumped immediately right under vision of the Dire is Yopaj. Already finding one, but Savage gonna move in onto Tims, and they found the task. Yopaj in big trouble. Soulbind out. They've got him stunned up. They've taken him down. Not a bad start at all for Talon. Tims is going to be saved by Jackie, and FBZ is going to rush in with the Lycan Wolf form, trying to chase down Makoto, but he's got no backup right now. He's got to wait for Jackie and Tims to be ready to fight this one out, as the shackle does lock him down, but Makoto is going to get caught by Tims. FBZ, he's going to go for a run. Skapey does go for a bit of a chase, but is it a similar scenario to last time? FBZ does finally get taken down, as KP is still chasing. Onto the Grimstroke they go. The Schem. Grimstroke is still fine as Jackie. Now thinking about Savage, he's going to keep going as Schem does eventually drop to KP. And boom, well, they seem done with this. They aren't going to go much further.
Probably for the best. Hyde still lingering nearby here, getting in here with the Fiend's Grip, so you don't want to show up with none of your allies and suddenly get gripped there. And oh, Yopaj blinks in. He does manage to bottle it in time, but I think he's dead.
Yeah, they've got the Fiend's Grip up. Surely they can't save him, and they won't be able to. The Boundless not going to land. And so suddenly Talon, once again, in the lead in terms of net worth. Things still going very good in this game number 1 for them. Unlucky Roshan was not up when Savage checked, though, because now it is.
Ooh, that hurts.
Literally 1 second, Trent. 1 second. He could have waited, and that Roshan would have been there.
You know? That's Dota for you. You know, sometimes you go top, they go bottom, they get the Arcane Rune, you don't. Sometimes you poke your little head into Roche. It's the little RNG elements that keep us going here.
Yeah. Very, very rough, though. So Talon, we'll see if they can spin up that Roche a bit later on, I suppose. But Boom now going to be all up and ready to fight once again. You saw those betting odds just a moment ago. Very even between these two teams right now, so it is a very close game indeed. Props to Talon, by the way, for making that happen, though. Like, against Boom Esports, again, you wouldn't expect such a close matchup so far, but Talon, they've been surprising us every series that goes by.
They're just such strong players. Like, you certainly cannot underestimate them at all coming into this. I would put them, just like Boom do and respect them, I completely agree putting them on the same level as any team in Division 1. Just simply because of like the experience, what you've seen from these players before.
Jump in, Tims, he's got an Orchid up now. They're on to the Savage Ursa. They've got him. In fact, it looks like as they do take him down, Savage, he wasn't expecting the Orchid so early on a pos 4 Monkey King of all things. His Hyde is being chased down and should eventually just die. They've not finished him off yet. FBZ, he'll eventually go for the chase, but no detection. Literally no detection. They are trying, and they will eventually get him. My goodness.
Yeah, the Shadow Amulet value has certainly been rising in a lot of these position 5 and 4 players, huh?
Yopaj, snowball out. He needs his team to make it there in time to save his life. He will blink towards his team. Boundless is there from Tims. Shards out to block Q in, but there's your Gale Force. Being committed. Out by Qers, now they'll make the jump in onto FBZ, but the Lycan, still very tanky, is going to walk his way out as Jackie. He'll get to work now. Roshan has been spotted by Boom in the meantime. And Talon, they are not going to be able to really make use out of this primal split. And they don't find Yopaj either.
I think they thought that Q would be able to find a shackle off that Gale Force. I thought he'd be able to find one. Like the way it was pushing back FBZ, because it's very difficult for them to have a good primal split right now, right? Just because like they are very mobile on the Dire side, but the Gale Force has been a helpful part of that. Like he gets a couple units inside, they can't escape, so KB feels comfortable going for the split, but they're not able to sync it up into any sort of a shackle shot after. And now Yopaj, like, very confident with the infest inside.
Yeah, he's running right in. Snowball though is going to go back towards the neutrals, and he'll just blink right back out. Gale Force gonna hold him down, but a nice shards will block the way for Talon as well. It's all about the Roshan now, and the Scam, he'll get some vision down around that Roshan pit, but it's immediately going to be denied off here by Hyde as Savage is going to make the jump in. Scam is already gone. The Shard's not helping out, but now they can move in onto the Ursa. Savage, he does not have 2 lives right now. He's going to get taken down. Eventually, the Nightmare and Fiend's Grip buying a bit of time, but not quite enough. They've got Savage on the Ursa. Makoto, he's going to keep trying to go for this fight, but it's not looking great for him. Luckily, the Shards will not connect. So Makoto is able to run out, but Boom, they want to chase for a bit more. Can they find anything though? Yopaj, he's in onto KP, the Nightmare. Gonna buy a second of time, but surely not enough as they will silence him up into the Boundless Strike. Nice light strike array is gonna stop them, but is it enough? KP, another primal split out. He's gonna turn this one. Tims is gone on the Monkey, and now Boom, they've got to back their way out. It's not a safe team fight, or is it? Yopaj, he'll find Hyde in stylish fashion as now KP's on the run. Classic SCA team fight happening here as Jackie is going to back off, but Q is back in. They got the Tornado out onto the Life Stealer, but that's going to be enough. Both teams disengage.
All this with an Aegis with a Shard sitting there in the Roche pit. Everyone eyeing that up, considering how it's going to impact. Great patience there from Makoto to eventually go for that LSA and help get the save onto KP, so that fight got extended and dragged way out. And that does mean, though, still 65 seconds, so our next primal split's back up for KP, and he's been looking towards that Aeon disc, which really puts some respect on the Grimstroke, honestly, because like the stuns overall, I wouldn't say are that great from Boom. Like it feels like they would need a lot to chew through this guy to stop him from splitting and really requiring the Aeon disc, but it really is just that grim. Like the Fam's Embrace, and he's on top of that nice and early too, because the Halberd is actually out now from Jackie, so that could have been a real problem for him.
It certainly could have. Good thinking though by KP to go for the Aeon disc now to really just ensure he can get that primal split off every time. So they're so dependent on it for their team fight. Like the Brewmasters, if they don't get it off, the fight's just all over. It's Boom. Very aggressive once again. Here into the Radiant Triangle they go. KP gonna run right past, and again, it's all about Roshan. Boom Esports, they're gonna be the first ones to start it.
He's trying to get in range for the Gale Force now. Push him out of the pit, maybe? Any chance, or no? We're just letting it go.
Well, he's moving in now. There's
there's a wind warning.
It's just such a stupid ability. So they jump in. Yopaj is there. Wukong's command out. Tims, he might drop though. Makoto going right to work, but FBZ, he does find Hyde. They'll even lose Q on the Wind Ranger. Hyde by his back. Roshan's still going. Boom. They'll get back onto it. In goes KP, but the silence is there. They'll take it off him. Roshan's still going. Savage needs to find a way to jump in. He might just, but no Jackie. He's got the Aegis and the shards up. Everything taken by Boom, and they retreat immediately.
That was terrifying. He was like all
Really
alone
was.
in there in the pit. They'd all left, and they were kind of low on spells overall from Boom.
That's Boom for you. They just go all in when they can and hope for the best, I guess. Is well, Boom, they got what they came for. They've even got a double damage rune available on Yopaj now, so chances are they'll go for a reset and smoke up as a team. For Talon, they're the ones in deep waters now. Even if the net worth is still fairly even, you look at Savage and Makoto, they're still on top of Jackie in terms of net worth. It just doesn't seem to translate to a one-team fight.
Now moving in here, I noticed they handed the shard over to Skem. Is that your pick out of all these heroes? And like no one had a shard, which is pretty unusual by the time you get the Roche second one. But Grimstroke feels pretty good getting that dispel.
Oh, absolutely. Very, very strong here for Skem. The rest of his team, as they do indeed smoke up. Boom Esports try and rush towards that Radiant Triangle once again, knowing that Talon are around that area. Savage going to try and blink away. Hyde might be the one who has to cop the gank here, but Savage is going around the long ways. Tim's is going to make the jump in. They've got Jackie infested. They're going to try for the fight, though. Savage onto Tim's, trying to go for the Monkey King, but the Wukong's command is going to be there. The Ursa finally gets it done. Now a Fiend's Grip onto Yopaj. They've got the Tusk trapped up, but can he get a snowball off in time? He'll go for the Walrus Punch instead and go for a run. He might just make it, and does for now, but Savage is going to chase him down and take him out. 2 down for the price of nothing. Skem, he will be able to get away, but it's a great team fight here for Talon.
It really is an FBZ. Yeah, and he should get out of here, though. Can't grab him. He was chasing down Hyde and Makoto on that Lycan. Nearly got the Lina, but it was an amazing save by Hyde. Able to pick out the best possible Nightmare target in the mess of units. And then when FBZ turns on Hyde, do you know what he does? You know what he does, Mike? He presses the Shadow Amulet.
Oh, no.
I think he'd already dusted at that point. So, yeah, he manages to save himself, and FBZ just forced to run away. But at least he wasn't punished for it.
Oh, Shadow Amulet coming to a pub near you, hopefully for the right reasons. It's mid-tier 1. It's going to drop surely. Wolves, Inkswell, not going to land though. Talon in the driver's seat once again. May have to wait for the next Roshan though to be very confident with their ability, but boom, they might just rush in once again. They'll see KP with the Wolves vision. There is primal split charges though, so chances are KP is going to be just fine. To be fair, they can't even hit him right now. He's fine to just walk out.
And he's got his one big save still held here, as you can see. The locked up Aeon disc, so you can really push it to the limits there. I was getting a little concerned that last fight. He was silenced for so long, it almost seemed like it was going to be worth it, but they were able to get a lot of that fight just won without him. Didn't have to pop multiple splits or anything like that, so holding on to both charges at the moment. And going to the Blink Dagger next, always a question, right? Should I go for the Blinker or should I just go straight for the Refresher? Because, you know, what's better than 2 splits? 4 splits.
I can't believe that has been nerfed, by the way. Like, all this time, and that's still a thing. Kind of ridiculous. And speaking of the devil, KP, he's going to be spotted out now, but Savage, he's the one to jump in. They've got FBZ locked down with a Fiend's Grip. Snowball was not there in time by Yopaj. And now the chase is on. Yopaj forced the BKB up and try to run away. Even with the Inkswell to help out, they are still chasing him down on the Tusk. Instead, they do find Skem on the Grimstroke, and sadly for Skem, they have detection. Hyde, he was ready for it.
For more.
They're nothing to burn.
Oh, Savage. Top lane could be in danger, though.
And I'm trying to think, like, could they do this? Do they have the damage, you know? Seems a bit much.
It's doubtful. He doesn't have Aegis, to be fair, Savage. I mean, they see him, but they just maybe just unsure if he has a team behind him or not, but they are sneaking up now. Yopaj, he's thinking about it. Tag team is activated, but where's your blink in? It's not going to be there. They won't try.
Grab the wave and get on out of there. Yeah, it's funny talking about the Brewmaster Aghanims, though, because, like, we were on this trend of, like, you know, at first Aghanims typically just enhance ultimates. That was, like, the original thing. And then over time, we started seeing them add abilities. And we were like, you know what? Just buffing the ultimate's kind of boring. Let's give new abilities to people. And that was the way we went for years. And then They were like, how about Brewmaster just gets 2 ultimates?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Seems like a great idea to me, Trent. Seems like a great idea to me. Why
I
not
missed
4 though?
the bonus spells though. I was a big fan of that. Having like the
Really?
like having Thunderclap on the Earth Panda. That was fun. More buttons to press. Isn't that why you play this hero in the first place? I like the infinite
I
skill
hated it.
cap, Mike. That's what's good.
I hated it.
Oh,
It was so because
it was bad
What does
because all the
Thunderclap
other
actually
items were
do?
just better. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. It was a poor purchase, but it was fun.
Dire's middle tower is under
FBZ, he'll pop the wolf form. Savage, though, getting a bash off, and now the Shackles Q landing on the smallest tree on the map. Is going to take down FBZ. There's now Scammers being chased down. They'll find another. Oh, Talon. Maybe finding the aggression they needed. So even find the dominated creep. Another 250 to Savage, and they might have the mid-tier 2 tower in their grasp.
All right, so Mike, riddle me this: why did we spend the entire
Dire's
first
middle
half of the
tower
game
is under
playing
attack.
on Talon's side of the map and running into their high ground, but now they're winning? How's that
Very
fair?
good question.
Dire's
It's,
Why-
middle
it's
you
not
know?
fair.
has fallen.
That's not fair at all.
Certainly isn't, Trent. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Well, there we go. High ground has started. Savage. Onto the tier 3 tower he goes. 2 primal split charges for KP to hold them back if he needs to, but FBZ hasn't got buyback anyway. So it should be at least be a tier 3 tower. It won't be though. They'll back off a little bit faster than expected.
All right, so I know that if I'm playing this game, 9K down, the enemy has clearly taken the lead. You're feeling bad. It's time to start the blame game if you're on Boom, right? That's what we do. We start, whose fault is this? And so we're going to turn our attention to the issues of the Tusk that we sort of discussed earlier in terms of the itemization, the Blink, the BKB, the Aghanims. What do you do, and what happens when you go a certain path? And what seems to happen to Yopaj is that he went for the saving path, right? Trying to get these big snowball saves, and he was doing a really good job, like trying to get multiple saves in a fight, multiple stuns in a fight, a lot of control elements. But in the end, he is lacking on the damage, and he also doesn't have that crazy repositioning tool that, if he had just had like slightly better fights, maybe a little bit more damage, a little bit more growth for his individual hero, and had that Aghanims, I feel like the Aghanims could have done so much in the past 5 minutes or
Radiant's
so.
bottom tower
But
is
now
under
he's
attack.
struggling to finish that item, and it feels like he really needs it at this point.
I certainly can't disagree with you on that. It does feel kind of that way, that the Ags is just so important in this mid hero. As they are waiting on the high ground right now. Tim's almost getting scouted out by that light strike array. As Hyde seems to know he's there somewhere. Does back off though as KP blinking forward. Just blindly trying to figure out exactly where they are, but Talon not able to catch anyone. They certainly understand how powerful they are right now on the Radiant end of things though, and trying to kind of abuse that. Just not able to catch a target. As bot lane, Makoto almost caught there by Yopaj, but not quite. They are trying to do a bit of a sneaky.
We got a quick Roche timer here, Mike. 30 seconds.
Uh-oh.
So
Not good
everyone's
news
up.
here for Boom.
Everyone's got their spells. That's right. It won't be any time to farm Aghanims. That's true.
Oh, Yopaj may get caught. Blinks away though. KP unable to get there in time. Is underneath the vision of Tim's right now. Like you said, the Roshan is spawning up, and that's going to be the most important objective on the map here for Talon to try and take first. Boom, of course, need to try and find a way to contest this.
Ooh, this is an Ursa Ags Roche for sure. That feels so good.
Oh, it does.
Are scanning.
Certainly does. Boom. It'd feel great to steal the Roshan away here from Talon if they could. Scans out. Not going to see anyone from Talon in the Roshan pit for now. And it is scouted. Hyde does see it. They'll start.
Not an easy area for them to fight, as they basically just need some crazy Inkswell play, even if they had the vision for this. But clearly they are not going to be close enough to do anything about this in time.
Certainly not. Roshan's going to go down for free, and as is tradition, double damage room will spawn right after Roshan. So Savage, bit of an extra boost for himself after getting the Aegis Ags and the other cheese for himself. Now it's a question of how does Boom even stop them from going high ground?
I really like the positioning from KP as well to set that up. The way he just like sat on the mid wave, because he still is holding this locked Aeon disc, and that's what lets him do this. Like, they can't play around it at all.
Very problematic. Oh, top lane, Yopaj. He snowboarded right in. He gets bashed immediately. Yopaj in big trouble. He's going to Walrus Punch and walk away. The Abyssal Blade really coming in clutch there for Savage, but even then, without the follow-up shackle, it just wasn't really quite enough to get the Tusk. But they can keep going. Talon, they have no reason to back off.
Oh, I like that.
KP?
I like that a lot. Because KP knows that they want to kill that wave, right? He knows that an Ice Shard is coming through, and he thought the Tusk was actually going to be positioned right there.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Preemptively trying to get him as he does lose his Storm Panda. It won't matter though. They're onto the top racks and they get both of them. No problems here for Talon as they will back off, retreat, and defend the bottom tier 3. They'll barely defend it in time.
I mean, I think he'll take that simply because Yopaj didn't die. Like, FBZ makes a ton of space down bottom. Yopaj surviving is crazy. That was actually his Agnums. Like, he has the point booster already, I believe, because he definitely had the gold a second ago. Yeah, he's got the point booster. So he is really close to this Agnum Scepter, and it is that value. You know, this Aegis can actually become irrelevant if he gets the right kick away.
It's very true.
Keep him out of the fight, right? Just don't let 23 Savage play Dota.
We'll see how it pays off though. I mean, Talon, they aren't slowing down yet. Still 3 minutes on that Aegis.
So
they want to get
close.
going.
Just like
Smoke broken on Tim's. Courier, it did see him. He'll get out of there, and that's bought enough time for Yopaj.
There's so much pressure on him right now. I love this. This is the redemption arc, all right? You know, guys, after when Boom wins this game down 18k, this will be the turning point we'll all reflect back on.
Oh,
Right? That's going to happen, right,
Savage.
guys?
It may. Savage. Snowball is there. There's your kickback into the tier 4 towers. Maybe you're right, Trent. They'll get going. Soulbind holds the Ursa down with the shards out, but the Nightmare is going to buy a bit of time for Savage to get out with the Aegis intact. And they are onto the mid-racks once again here, Talon.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Pick him again.
We'll try again with the kick back onto Makoto, but this time with the BKB, he should be okay, but no, the shards are going to block him in. They do not get the mid-racks, and now they'll chase for more here, Boom. Trying to catch somebody else out. Savage, he actually got FBZ somehow, and I believe that was out down a bot lane. And FBZ in the meantime got the bot racks.
A lot of chaos happening here. Pulling heroes back in, forcing some TPs back, and you'll take that. You know, he has buyback. He gets abyssal. You know, sometimes that happens. You're playing Lycan. They got one option.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, he got the racks, though, like, evening out the game somewhat, and this is classic Boom, right? Like, just finding a way to come back into the game, and for Talon, I mean, these are great players. They're still ahead by 17k, but this game is certainly throwable. And I feel like you've had a bit of a premonition with that kickback, because we already saw Yopaj making quick work of it, and even just finding Makoto on that mid laner, it's a big deal here for Boom.
They will never go high ground again. That's the point, you know? Once that axe comes out, there's no value. High ground is meaningless. You might as well just go up like 70k. Let them leave the base.
KP going in by himself. Q, though, does show up onto Tim, so they're going to try and do this 2v4. Can they get it done, though? Q in a bit of danger as Jackie now can get right to work and takes down the Wind Ranger.
Is under attack.
Everybody on Boom surviving. No problems. And keep in mind, Trent, you've got the MKB up on Jackie now. So this Wind Ranger, it's not going to be easy to get away from Jackie anymore.
No, certainly not. And yeah, KB kind of forcing that one, trying to make something happen, but partially because he has that refresher, he's now popped. So 2 more charges ready to go here. Such a crazy concept on this hero.
We talking about the split again?
Oh yeah, just this brew. Yeah, you know, I mean, like with the refresher now, like you essentially just instantly refresh, like because a lot of times you get punished when you use your refresher in situations where like you're not going to instantly use the ultimate or something. But for brew, it doesn't really matter because this whole cooldown of the refresher orb basically has so much time. Even if you split now, once you do both your splits, it's been 40 seconds. You know.
It is kind of ridiculous, that is for sure. I mean, this is why KP loves the hero so much right now. And well, speaking of KP, gonna make the jump in. Tim's makes the jump out though, as if BZ has popped the wolf form and wants to keep going, but KP's going to pop the primal split and try to force the fight. There's your Abyssal Blade out. Snowball's not going to save. Yopaj will kick away the Ursa though, so FBZ can run his way out. But now the Soulbind holding a couple down, and Yopaj has been caught out by the Fiend's grip. He will drop. Tims does at least find hide, but it's going to cost his own life. 3 down, 4 Boom. Jackie, he's been left alone here. FBZ has run off, and now the bash comes out. He's got no way out of this. Jackie's going to drop. Savage takes him down. 4 down for Boom. And I think it only cost them 1 hero on the side of Talon.
Yeah, I got to see Makoto's damage here. 6,800, because I was watching Makoto that whole fight, and all he's doing is running around and throwing right clicks.
That's a lot of damage.
Complete freedom.
And now, I mean, they could definitely go high ground. Force the buybacks out from Boom. Who cares about the kickback? Just get the mid-racks down. KP's still got a primal split charge, so he can kind of use that if he wants to take this mid-racks on his own.
He still has Aeon Disc. He said, go ahead, kick me.
Still hasn't unlocked it. Yopaj gonna try. KP jukes it out. Still going for the mid-racks. There's a Gale Force out. Yopaj will kick him back now. Silence is there. But like you mentioned, he does have the option for the Aeon Disc, and there it is. He does pop it now. KP right back in as they're onto Yopaj. They want the mid-tusk down, but the Glimmer Cape is gonna save. The Snowball is there. It'll chase down the Brewlings. But KP surely gets out just fine. And it does seem like he will.
Yeah, he's got the free jump out to whichever panda he wants, so doesn't have to stay near the base if he doesn't want to, but he will. Okay.
There's another thing they changed, right? Like the fact that he can choose what Brewling he wants to go back to now.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous in my eyes.
Fun tip for that, all right? If you guys are playing Brew and there's no hotkey, key all your neutral camps. All right, anyway, we'll figure that out after.
Yeah, KP might need the tip right now. It's KP. Gonna go for a bit more. Fiend's grip. Oh, they caught Yopaj again. No way to cancel it. Hide. Setting up a perfect team fight, and now Savage is in. FBZ's gone. Yopaj down without buyback. They're on a Jackie. They'd love the Lifestealer, but instead they'll settle for Schem. KP's still haunting this Lifestealer as we speak, but it's a 5v2 situation. Tier 4 tower is going to be under siege. It's going to be a very tough defense now for Boom. As he goes the Brewmaster, KP. He can hold them back easily. Jackie, he's going to have to get to work onto these Brewlings. Does get the Storm Panda. Savage will get to work onto the Lifestealer. Jackie going to try and fight back, but it's a hard team fight. Savage with the BKB just going to keep going. Now the engine exposed. Boom. What can they actually do to force this? FBZ's going to jump in, but immediate bash out by Savage. That'll be the Lycan down with no buyback. On a Jackie they go. They've got the Abyssal Blade out. Jackie's called it. GG. They've had enough. And Talon take game number 1 of this best of 3 series against Boom Esports. Can you believe that?
That is a tough game to lose, I feel, for Boom. Just like the way that you play this game, especially of just being always on the aggressive side. Like they're just constantly playing the other side of the river. I feel like 80% of this game took place in the Radiant Ancients, with Boom seeming like they had the stronger lineup at the time. But they never went for the straight up fight. You know, they never said like, you know, meet me outside parking lot 3 o'clock. They just kind of kept jumping out of the trees. And then just like one turn fight near that base. And suddenly it was just all in Talon's favor.
It certainly was. I wonder how they change up their draft here for Boom going into game number 2 here to try and even out this series. But Trent, we are going to have to head off to a very short break. And right after that break, we'll be back with our lovely panel for game 2's draft. We'll see you then.